It's time for grassroots racers and fans to gather around. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show, your destination for news and interviews within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and from the world of motorsports. Thank you for joining us for our 38th season, America's longest-running weekly motorsports program held in front of a live audience. Tell your friends they still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey gang, how are you? Welcome to a wonderful Tuesday night program. We're on the patio at the Cellar. It couldn't be better weather. We've got a great display of cars behind us on the grass. We're on the patio at the Cellar with the DeAngelo's Construction Road Show, brought to you by Oak Creek Automotive. It's Oak Creek Automotive night again here. We can't thank Bill and Shirley and the entire staff for having us. We're excited to have you join us here on the program. If you still want to join us in person, you have time. Come on down. The Cellar's at 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. It's also on our website, racingroundupshow.com. Come on down. You can find us, no problem. We're just south of Ryan Road on 800 West. So I'm kind of giving you the idea there. Take 13 south of Ryan to the next big street. That's Oakwood Road. Turn left, and you're up 5 blocks on the left-hand side. You'll see the beautiful cars on display. We do want to thank you for joining us on the program. We got a lot of racing to talk about. But I do want to start the show by thanking these individuals for bringing their race cars and their beautiful restored classic cars here with us. So come on down and bring your camera, because you don't get to see these cars. I don't know if you ever get to see them again, but we've got Sean Enoch brought his 1979 Camaro Z28. Thank you, Sean, for bringing that car down. He purred right in with that baby. James Swan and his wife Katie brought their super late model. It's on display here. It's on the lawn, as is James Birch's 1950 Chevy. Intermixed with that is Tyler Davis's Oak Creek Automotive sponsored 360 Wing Sprint car. We also have the restored midget that Greg Wilkie actually built himself and now has rebuilt into original 1982 condition. Thank you, Greg, for bringing the KO midget down. That is here on display. Bobby G, thank you, Bobby, for bringing your 58 Chevy. That thing rolled right in here. I got here right as Pagan Ellingson was bringing her Clementine Bandolero on display here. She's also sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive. Dave Ulrich brought his 1963 Corvette Stingray split window. It's a beautiful piece of machinery. Thank you, Dave and Deb, for coming down, for bringing the car. I happened to see Dave at Oak Creek Automotive, and he's like, yeah, I can make that. That was about a week ago, and he was getting his car fixed there. So thank you, Dave, for bringing out his 1963 Corvette Stingray split window. You won't see many of those. It's here on the grass. Dave's hanging out in the bar. We're having a great time. Thank you, Garrett Elighter, as well, for bringing down his Bandit. He runs at Wilmot Raceway. It's hanging out right behind us. I heard it purring earlier tonight. Ken Duco from Ken's Custom brought his beautiful 52 Chevy pickup. It's sitting right over here on the lawn next to Sean Enoch's Camaro and Bobby G's 58 Chevy. Also, thanks to Jim Lawrence for bringing his 34 Plymouth. And Chad showed up for dinner. He brought his 2016 Mustang. Why not put it on the grass? It's beautiful. Thank you, Chad, for bringing it down and helping us show off what is going to be a great night. We're talking racing. We're talking beautiful cars. We're talking a great night of weather. Come on down and join the racing crowd. Bill's just walking in. He had a big day at the fair on Sunday. He took his entire staff from the Cellar. They are ready for Mexican food night and for you to join us here at the Cellar for the next, 90 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it takes to get as much we can do to talk about here about racing. This is the 38th season of the Racing Roundup Show. We're live tonight at the Cellar at 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair. From oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive, 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club points racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
This Saturday at Dell's Raceway Park, the Alive for 5 Super Lake models return with twin 75-lap features presented by Lube USA. You'll also see the 602 late models and returning for the first time in over a decade, the Mid-Am Series. Plus a huge fireworks extravaganza after racing. Gates open at 3, qualifying at 4:30, racing at 6. Dell's Raceway Park located 2 miles west of I-90-94 and exit 85, just off Highway 12. Order tickets online at DellsRacewayPark.com and save.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR Recycling since 1938.
And welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. Hanging out on the Cellar. It's a D'Angelo's Construction Road Show brought to you by Oak Creek Automotive. The Cellar is at 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. Great place to hang out. They're open every day at 11 a.m. for lunch, and it's really a nice place to come out and relax on this beautiful patio. Hang out with Gentleman Jack here right above the koi pond. He's out here in the patio. We've got a beautiful display of cars and race cars here. We'd like you to come down and enjoy it with us. We're here hanging out with you, and it's going to be a great time. We love being here. We were here once prior, and we're going to enjoy the night again as well. Quick note of our condolences to our family friend, Franny Owen. Franny was the father-in-law of Johnny Sauter, father of Courtney. Fran was a wonderful supporter of our show. Really loved his kids and his grandkids. Our thoughts are with Courtney, Johnny, and the entire circle of family and friends grieving since Fran's passing on Friday. So our thoughts are with the Owen family and Johnny Sauter's family as well. Special thanks to go out to our show sponsors, Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment in Muskego, Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage, and Bonafide Security Solutions, just some of the great businesses that are helping us put this show on for the 38th year. Please support them and tell them you heard about them on our Racing Roundup program. We couldn't do the show without those individuals. If you're looking to buy or sell a home or commercial property, choose Matt Rapina, Caldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. List and buy with confidence. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Not all realtors are the same. Choose Caldwell Banker Home Sale Realty and list it with Matt Rapina. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Visit mattrapina.com. mattrapina.com. We mentioned it's Oak Creek Automotive Night, and it's a special night for all of us, and it's great to have our host, if you will, a big buddy of Bill's that owns the place here at the Cellar, said, hey, let's do some shows here at the Cellar. Let's welcome in Bobby Gutknecht and his nephew, Ryan Gutknecht. Guys, thanks for having us back on the show.
Thank you.
Yep, I'm thanking you guys for having us back out here at the Cellar. This is amazing once again.
Yeah, it sure is. We got a nice, good turnout again tonight. I talked to Bill a couple minutes before the show started. You got to get some more chairs and tables going here. A lot of people.
We're on the patio, and thank Bill. He has this beautiful tent for special occasions. We're in a permanent structure with the walls that recede up and down, and that tent was held over to be here for part of our show so everybody can enjoy this wonderful patio. And you and I had lunch here a couple weeks ago, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
the food's really good.
Yep.
The food's always good here.
I think so.
And Bobby, I know you're a busy guy. You had your race car with us at Wilmot Raceway that you had just sold. You are now a world traveler, and you are in the middle of a vacation to join us tonight. What's up with that?
Yeah. we decided to take a vacation with actually Darren Travis up to Shawnee Lake, and not realize it was the same week as the show. So I fished this morning till 9, made some breakfast for the guys, and then came down for the show and did my voting, and going to do the show, and then go to my shop tomorrow, get some things set up, and go right back up to Shawnee, go do some more fishing.
That's a great idea. Thanks for making us part of your vacation.
Yeah, betcha. Real quick, happy birthday, Dean.
Dean Strom's birthday. Did we say that yet? Today is the day. Dean's birthday is today. August 9th, whatever year it was, we're not going to tell you. Happy birthday, Dean. He actually wanted to spend time with us because he knew you were coming, Bob.
There you go. I appreciate that.
Hey, Ryan, are you on vacation right now?
Absolutely not.
What have you been doing on the race car?
Fixing the nose for about the 10th time this year. I don't know. I always seem to knock that thing in. I don't know. It's been good all year. This last weekend was actually the first time we've kind of struggled on setup to try and get it right, and had the monkey with it all night long. But other than that, I mean, the car's been awesome all year. I can't not thank my guys enough because they give me a good piece every week.
Ryan Gudnecht racing for another championship at Slinger Superspeedway. This Sunday you get to race again, and I want to remind fans that if you want to save $5, just go to the various Piggly Wiggly stores around the Slinger area. It's all on their Facebook page, Slinger Superspeedway. Look it up on Facebook. Look on that page. You can save $5 admission by going to the Piggly Wiggly stores near Slinger to get $5 off admission to see you race your Pro Late model this Sunday.
Yep, we'll be there.
What is it going to take this Sunday? What did you find out? You said you struggled a little bit, so I'm sure you're still thinking about what you want to change.
Yeah, it always seems like we're good up until mid-season, and then for whatever reason after the Nationals, it's like the track changes or something. If it's with the heat of the summer and all the rubber that gets laid down during the Nationals, and then after that, it's like, you get one rainfall and now there's no rubber on the track, and you don't have the car counts like you normally would prior to the Slinger Nationals. So I don't know. I don't know if that's what is making it happen every year, but every year that's the way it seems for us. We always struggle in the last half.
And you guys have hit on something really good. Obviously, the years you win championships in the Midwest Sportsman and the late models. How different is the track? What's different about it? Their grip level? What are some of the compounding factors that you're struggling with right now?
Yeah, I mean when you have the supers, when the supers are there, their tire compound's different than ours, so the track is always tighter. And the way they're doing the format now at Slinger, there's a lot of nights that they'll run the supers or the Elite 8 series, what they call them now, and then us with the Pro Lates. A lot of times we're on different nights. We're different headliners, and it makes it really nice for us because it makes us more of a headliner, on those off nights, and it lets other traveling divisions say, like the trucks were there, the 602 late models were there, but it also affects the racetrack because, for all them years you're used to that Hoosier sticky 10-inch tire laying down some rubber, and now we don't have it. So, I mean, you just adjust. It's no different than you go to, up to the Dells, or you go to Jefferson, or you go to this track or that track. Every pavement, every concrete, everything is different. You just gotta, adjust for it.
With the weather playing such havoc on weekly racing, including this past Sunday night at Slinger Speedway, is there a worry? We're getting into August now. We're getting into so many nights left before Labor Day or the weekend after to win a championship. Where does that pressure lie for you?
Yeah, so when we won the championship in the Pro Lates back in 2017, I had enough point lead to where all I had to do was show up and start the feature. I could have been dead last. As long as I took that green, I won the championship. Nobody else could beat me. Every year since then, it's come down to the last race, and it's been a nail-biter. And this year seems to be the same way. It's me, Jeff Holtz, and now all of a sudden Zach Prunty has crawled up, and he's only 16 points out of the lead. So it's going to be a nail-biter the whole rest of the season. It's going to be awesome to watch last race. It's exciting for us and exciting for the fans, but like you said, it's nerve-wracking.
If all goes to plan, how many more nights are left in your season?
I believe there's 5. I don't know. My wife tells me when I...
Michelle's putting up 4 fingers.
See, that's why I got her here.
Yep. Well, that and Weston's over here somewhere, tearing through something, right?
Yeah, hopefully he's not pulling on cords.
That'd be cool. We'd have 3 generations of Gudnecks pulling on cords. You guys are putting the headset on. He's doing whatever to make sure we're not off. Don't get us off the air, Weston, please. Bobby, as far as what you got going, I see a lot of names on here that you support that have brought their cars out once again. This is our second time here at the Cellar. It's just been fun to have you enjoy your time with racers you get to put some sponsorship behind.
Yeah, sure. I'm very thankful for the people that got to bring their cars out tonight. There's a lot more cars that you sponsor that something came up. Either they wrecked on the weekend, or they got. I know the Sprint Car Nationals are coming down to Knoxville, so some people get ready for that, and just hard for people to get from their off of work to get down here in time. But we do have like 6 or 7 race cars out here. Then a bunch of friends brought their show cars, and so it turned out to be a pretty good show. And I'm just thankful for all the people coming, and the audience is incredible again. It's full house, and like
I wonder if it's the food or if it's us. What do you think it is?
I think it's a combination of that, the location and the food and us, and what a wonderful night too to have it here.
Yeah, thanks for ordering that up, Bobby.
Yeah,
Could be a lot worse in August in Wisconsin.
I brought that along with me fishing this morning. It was like this out there.
Are we going to take any bad luck or good luck from your fishing today?
Well, we had good luck today.
All right, good. Yeah, we'll have good luck on the show, too. Brian, when it comes to racing, a lot goes into that. You mentioned your guys are putting together good pieces. Is it the same race car you started the year with? I know you guys were working through a couple of cars just a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, this is it's actually Dennis Latman, kind of designed chassis. It's built in his shop. This is the car that we ran all of 2020 in, and then last year we put my left-hander back together, and it was a good car, just something wasn't right on it, and we struggled all year to try and find it, and so finally at the end of the year last year, we put this car back together, and I've been happy with this car ever since, and if Tim Latman ever wants to sell one of those other cars, I'd be first in line to go get one. I like them Latman cars.
Yeah, and Dennis did a lot of work. Back in the old days, you saw the chassis shop written on the side of the car, so he and a couple other guys got together and put their brains together and said, we're going to try this. And that kind of helped you, I think, Bobby, back in the dirt days. You weren't just buying junkyard parts anymore. You guys were actually putting stuff on there and trying, hey, what do you about this? Angle. What do you mean angle? Yeah. It's not stock. No, I shortened it by 2 inches. Let's see what this does.
Right. Yeah, back in the day, we went with Dennis from 83 to 86 helping on the ASA car, so we learned a lot there. I came back in the end of 86 and 87 and purchased one of his old cars called Chassis Analysis back then.
Chassis Analysis, sorry, yes. Yeah.
And
chassis shop.
I bought one of his cars from Cordell Smeeback and ran them up until I started building my own cars to go asphalt racing.
And how long has that been, Bob? 20-some years, right?
I switched in 94. 94, I drove Ron Fryer's car for about 4 races at the end of the year, and then I built my car over 94, 95 winter, and then up until last year at Oktoberfest.
And then when Ryan got to start racing, he was in one of your Mid-Am cars, right? Or what'd you do before that, Ryan? Fill in the blank up for me on that.
Yeah.
So I actually started at Lake Geneva in a Thunderstock car.
Okay.
And then ran Slinger for a year, and they called them, they turned into what the area sportsman is now.
Okay.
And then I wanted to move up to Mid-Am, and I wanted to race against Bob. So I bought a car out of Grundy, and turned out I didn't know what I was looking at when I bought it, and it wasn't that great of a car, so I struggled for 2 years. And then in 2010, that's when Bob decided, okay, you're struggling. I want you to do better. I feel like you can do better. I'm going to put you in my car, and 10 car, he's going to retire. That lasted for a year. Then we went and bought another car so Bob could come back racing.
Okay. And Bob, you now sold 2 race cars? Do you have any race cars to drive right now, Bob?
I sold them to the same guy. The guy came down in May and bought the white car that Ryan used to always race, and then I got it last year at the end of the year and ran that Slinger and kept my blue car for the traveling with Mid-Am. And the guy came down like the week before the opener of the Slinger, bought the white car, took that out. While I was in Africa, he said he was having oil problems. I'm talking to him from Africa. I told him, put another oil gauge in and check it. Well, he didn't. He pulled the motor out, couldn't find nothing wrong. It's the weekend of Father's Day. He wants to go race at Slinger again. He called up the engine builder who built the motor for Ryan's car. He was busy with all the Milwaukee Mile stuff.
Yep.
So he says, Bobby, you got the other car for sale yet? I'm like, yes, I do. He said, I'll come and buy it, but whenever you want to race, just give me a call. You can race that car. He left all the decals on except for he changed the number from 10 to 17, but my name's still on the roof. All the sponsors are still in the car. He said, anytime. He's actually in Montana right now. He called me up and said, why don't you come and get the car racing Sunday? I'm like, no, because it won't come. It probably wouldn't go back. But I am, the way it is right now, we're pretty sure we're going to rerun my blue car at Rockford at the Short Track Nationals or whatever they call the Fall Classic.
Yep. In September, the National Short Track Championships.
I'll probably be driving the car.
Ryan, you're going to finish out the season at Slinger. That's your main focus. Any other races on your schedule?
We're still up in the air on that. I'd like to race Rockford. Nobody knows what the outcome of Rockford's going to be after the end of the year.
As in the Speedway existing after its 75th season, yes.
So I'd like to go there and run again. We ran there 2 years ago, I think, with the late models for the Big 8 race, and we actually ran pretty good. I had a lot of fun doing it, so I'd like to go back and do that. And then I don't know if Bob's going to run a Mid-Am car up at Oktoberfest, we might go up and just hang out with him and help him out again. We did that 2 years ago, and I had a blast, not having to worry about anything. Like, by the time I got to the car and it was out of the trailer, ready to go, I told him, okay, this is what we're going to do. He went out. He did really well. I had fun. He had fun. So we might do that again.
Ryan, before we turn you loose back into the crowd here at the cellar, tell us about the people that are involved in your car, your crew, and your sponsors.
Yeah, like I said, I cannot thank my guys enough. Steve and my dad and Glenn were at the shop. Seems like less and less with having Weston now. You got to spend more time at home with the family. But when I am at the shop, they're always with me. I mean, it's always the four of us. At the racetrack, Jimmy Latman, his son Joe Latman, Mike, Skeeter, all the guys. It's a big family, and they're always there to support me and help me out. And then I cannot thank Oak Creek Automotive, 494 IBEW, Barker's Reconditioning, Overmeyer's 41 Auto Body, Wagner Engines, Brian Johnson Shocks. I mean, all those guys, I would not be doing as well as I am without them. So I thank them every night.
It sounds like you got a good thing going.
It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully we can finish off the season. We got like a 7 or 8 point lead now. It's tough when you only have, the schedule was a 14 race schedule. We had 2 rainouts so far this year. If you have one bad night, it's hard to come back from that. Luckily, my bad night was the second weekend. Last weekend, or our last race, Jeff Holtz actually blew a motor, or something happened to the motor, so he had a bad night. But that's just how tight it is. I only have a 7-point lead over him, and he had a DNF, and I finished third. So it's going to come down to last night. It should be a lot of fun.
And, Bobby, we're going to let you spend some time telling us about your business, Oak Creek Automotive, because I will tell you to your face and to our audience, we would not be on this air, on this show, without the support of Oak Creek Automotive and all the things you do to help our show. So thank you. Tell people about your great business and how they can support you.
Yeah, well, I started my business back in '89, so I got 33 years in, and do pretty much any kind of repair on any kind of car or a medium-sized truck. We got a couple of good what do you want to call it, fleet accounts. So we just keep picking them up. And about 6-7 years ago, we got a food truck in from Double B's down on Greenfield Avenue for an engine. And somebody drove by and just seen we did one, and all of a sudden we got food trucks coming out of our ears all the time. But it's still a truck. I don't care. I'll fix anything, and I just signed another 6-year lease. I'm going to be there 6 more years.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm trying to go for 40 years. That's what I want to try doing, and somebody else can take the business over and go from there. But it's been a good ride so far, and I want to continue as long as I can. And like I do, everybody knows I've been doing some more traveling, but because I got so many guys that have been so good, I should guys and girls, because I have female mechanics, do such a great job that I can get away. I got awesome office help. Ryan's mother's been my main girl for most of the years, and she's semi-retired, so we got a new girl coming in to kind of relieve of her from doing her things. So it's been working out really good. And I do get to go play a lot now. But when I am there, I work hard. I'm back out in the shop, actually, working again. I brought a guy into the office to do my job, and I'm back out in the shop fixing cars again.
And there's a lot going on. Bobby is a busy, busy guy. So in terms of getting things done, you can get your job done right. On 27th and Drexel, they have a Facebook page, Oak Creek Automotive. Better yet, stop by. They do emission testing all the time. There's listed hours of when they do emission testing. I've seen that. I've been there when they don't do emission testing, and there's still 5 people coming up every 5 minutes saying, is today the day? Nope, tomorrow. Yep. We're not doing them today.
Yep.
So it's great to know that's all there, and I thank you and thank Sandy for all you guys do to just help us enjoy this, because we see you at a bunch of races, and you help out a ton of people. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
How about I say for Bobby Gutknecht and Ryan Gutknecht, Oak Creek Automotive Night here at the Cellar. Thanks to these guys and the great efforts, and point leader, soon to be, points contender. He's got 4 more weeks to knock down his second championship in the Pro Late Models at Slinger Super Speedway. Hey, we got some race tickets tonight to give away after the show. Thanks to Angel Park Speedway and Madison International. We got tickets to Friday and Sunday night races there. So Sunday night Angel Park tickets, we have a pair of those. We also have tickets to Madison International Speedway. Their Friday night season is wrapping up quickly. They race this Friday, and their season championships are next Friday, the 19th already. So looking forward to seeing how that plays out. They have other specials going on all the time as well, including street drags this Thursday at Madison International Speedway. We also have a bunch of items from Oak Creek Automotive, including Gutknecht Racing T-shirts and items from Napa and Federated Auto Parts. Thank you guys for that. We have bottles of Anderson's maple syrup. We have vintage mile programs that James Swan brought, along with some cool JK Tools, Matco Tools t-shirts and can koozies. Thank you, James and Katie, for that. We also have some NASCAR racing collectibles from Greenfield Gallery Sales. Find them at Greenfield Gallery Sales on Facebook. Great giveaways after the show. We got some root beer to give away, too, thanks to the Sprecher 150 race coming up at the Milwaukee Mile on Sunday, August 28th. Quickly, how to do that. You can get a race ticket just by buying a case of Sprecher root beer. It's the big yellow box. I've got one sitting right in front of me. The Sprecher root beer box deal is at Menards. Go to any Menards store, buy a case of Sprecher root beer. That receipt for that purchase is good for one ticket. You buy 2 cases, you get 2 tickets. You buy 5 cases, you get 5 race tickets to Sunday, August 28th. The Sprecher 150 sponsored ARCA Menards Series race at the Milwaukee Mile. It's all going on right now. Go to Menards, buy a case of root beer for less than the price of a ticket, race ticket. So you get the case of root beer, take the receipt to the Milwaukee Mile ticket office starting Monday or anytime up to race day, including race day, and you can turn every case of Sprecher root beer bought at Menards in the special yellow box. You buy it at Menards, take it in. That's a race ticket, thanks to the great promotions at Track Enterprises. Find out more details about that great race weekend with Big 8 Series and Vintage at trackenterprises.com. Back with more. This is the Oak Creek Automotive Night on the D'Andros Construction Roadshow. We're on the patio at the Cellar in Oak Creek. Come on down and join the racing crowd.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move. BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move. Statewide.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair, from oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive, 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
We're back on the Racing Roundup Show live at the Cellar. Thanks to Oak Creek Automotive. We're at the Cellar, 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. A wonderful night. You see some cars behind us. We saw a bunch of pictures we'll push out on our social channels as well. Thanks to all those that brought their cars down, and we've got some beauties out in the patio here right along the tree line. So come on down and join us. We're going to thank our friends at ARR, Allied Resource Recovery, for sponsoring this portion of the program. They have 3 recycling locations at 80th and Burnham to turn your recyclables into cash. ARR Waukesha Recycling is at 1001 Tesh Court, and you can cash in at National Salvage on South 44th Street across from where the Milwaukee Brewers play. visit AlliedResourceRecovery.com. It's a great time right now to clean up around your shop and the house with steel pressure washers from D&H Sales and Service in Sheboygan. They have RB200 and RB400 Dirt Boss gas pressure washers in stock, plus the steel electric pressure washer model RE80 is priced at $159.99. That is among their 75 steel products and accessories on display in their showroom. D&H Sales is just off I-43 in Sheboygan. They have a super cool website. Visit SheboyganPowerCenter.com right now. It's time for the Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR report. Interstate is a founding sponsor of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries are the #1 replacement battery in North America, and Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin has a battery for every one of your needs. Visit interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. One puzzle piece for the 2023 will be announced tomorrow in the NASCAR Cup Series. That's when Petty GMS Racing has a scheduled announcement to announce their new driver of the number 42 Cup car for next season. Ty Dillon already has said he's made a mutual agreement to end his relationship at the end of the year. Yesterday, Franklin, Wisconsin, Sam Mayer announced he'll be back next season full-time. The #1 NASCAR Xfinity Series race car he currently drives for Junior Motorsports. Sam is 9th in the standings. It's kind of cool that his Aunt Debbie and his Uncle Dave are here. That's Dave Ulrich's 63 Corvette split window back there. They just hung out with Sam at Road America on NASCAR weekend. They go traveling when they can to see him as well with Sam's dad, Scott. That's Deb's brother, so it's kind of cool to see them here tonight as well. SRX champion Marco Andretti will make his NASCAR Xfinity Series debut on the Charlotte Roval October 8th in the number 48 Chevy owned by Big Machine Records owner Scott Borchetta. This past weekend, our own Dean Strom and myself got to work on the microphone at Michigan International Speedway. Dean did a great job on Track PA while I got to host some NASCAR driver fan sessions on Saturday and Sunday, and I got to call the ARCA Menard Series race for MAV TV live on Saturday with Krista Kelly and this guy named Austin Cindric, the Daytona 500 winner. That was fun. Sunday's Cup race started with 4 Toyotas led by Bubba Wallace at the front of the field. It ended with Kevin Harvick's winning the 4th straight race at MIS in a Ford. It was Harvick's 5th win at Michigan in the last 7 Cup races there. Harvick pulled away from Wallace on lap 166 to restart to win the 200-lap, 400-mile race that started 1 hour late due to weather. Denny Hamlin drove up from 22nd to 3rd over the final 30 laps after his crew was penalized for a crew member chasing an errant tire on pit road. Ty Gibbs finished 10th in his 3rd straight race as a fill-in for Kurt Busch. Josh Palicki of Slinger finished 21st driving a Michigan State-sponsored Chevy. Yeah, Josh lives in Slinger now, so I can call him that. Josh Palicki from Slinger, Wisconsin. Gibbs won Saturday's Xfinity Series race in his full-time NASCAR ride for his grandpa, Joe Gibbs. The race went green for the final 57 laps, which allowed Gibbs to stay ahead of Justin Allgaier and Noah Gragson. Gibbs and Allgaier both pitted under green on lap 100, with Gibbs' crew getting out a little bit faster than Little Gators. Franklin Sam Mayer was credited to a 33rd, 2 laps down. The ARCA Menard Series race on Saturday evening was a rear-view mirror driving lesson as new point leader Nick Sanchez kept changing his line to fend off several contenders as the race drew to a close. Pole sitter Corey Heim led the first 30 laps. Came to pit road under a scheduled stop, but they took too long on the right sides. Had to come back down pit road again, change lefts, and that lost his track position. Made his way back to the rear bumper of Sanchez, but could not pass Sanchez as he worked the mastery of the draft on the straightaways and in the corners, holding the line to hold him off. Michigan's Daniel Dye was his first debut there. He finished 3rd. He made the Reese's Sweet move of the race, by far the biggest fan vote. He passed 5 cars on the outside and 1 and 2. One of those cars was a lap down. He went flying around everybody. So good job by Daniel Dye. He came home in 3rd in the Chad Bryant directed GMS Racing Chevy. The ARCA Menard Series races at the Milwaukee Mile on Sunday, August 28th. Get your tickets now at trackenterprises.com. They're cheaper than race day. You can also go to Menards and buy that case of Sprecher root beer. The yellow case, buy a case. It's a race ticket. Take your receipt to the racetrack, and it's going to be a great time. So check out that information at trackenterprises.com. Tomorrow night, we wish all the Upper Midwest Super Late Model drivers the best of luck as they compete at Berlin Raceway against William Byron, Ty Majeski, Eric Jones, and other hot shoes in the Battle at Berlin 250-lapper. It's another big one. Byron won the May race there and comes in as the favorite, as his Slinger Nationals win was one of his 6 Super Late Model wins in 8 tries this year. So the NASCAR star is looking forward to this Wednesday. This weekend, the Truck Series races Saturday night and the Cup Series late Sunday afternoon at Richmond Raceway in Virginia, where our own Dean Strom returns to the NASCAR PA booth after celebrating his birthday tonight. We'll try to tell him what he did tonight. He may not remember after the show's over. We'll see. Congrats to Scott Dixon for his 53rd IndyCar Series win this past Sunday on the streets of Nashville. Indy 500 winner Scott McLaughlin finished 2nd. Jimmy Johnson was out due to contact. Was scored 18th. Jimmy's onboard video that I watched indicated a rear suspension part broke right before he spun around into the barrier and corner exit on the street course. It was another huge weekend at Road America. Wayne Taylor's Acura team prevailed in the IMSA Fastlane Sports Car Weekend headliner for the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship on Sunday. Philippe Albuquerque drove off to the win, which gives his co-driver Ricky Taylor the prototype driver's point lead. They also did the State of the Union address and announced the schedule for next year. Road America will have the first weekend in August once again on the schedule in the IMSA calendar. Kenton Cook and Eric Foss drove their Murillo Racing Porsche to victory in Saturday's Michelin Pilot Challenge race. In Grand Sport, Tim Lewis drove on fresher tires and made the winning pass heading down the hill to turn 5 on the last lap to win the touring car class in his Alfa Romeo. Next up at Road America in Elkhart Lake will feature exotic cars at really high speeds in the GT World Challenge America. The weekend dates, August 19, 20, and 21. Get details on the jam-packed world-class racing weekend at roadamerica.com. I was just checking to see if James Swan or Jeff Storm ran over the railing out here in the back because I hear a race car is actually at idle behind me on the patio here. We're on the patio at the cellar. Race cars are behind us. It's time to welcome in two guys that didn't leave. They're still stuck behind the microphone with me. Well, let's welcome in Jeff Storm and James Swan, two great drivers that are sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive, hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you.
Swanee, thanks for bringing the cool racing programs that Jeff was thumbing through there a minute ago. Those are ancient and vintage nowadays, from the 70s and 80s, IndyCar and NASCAR and USAC stuff. That's kind of cool. Where'd you find those?
I believe my neighbor brought it over to me. It was in my mailbox one day. And, he sweeps parking lots part-time at night and runs through the dumpsters and finds all kinds of cool stuff. And apparently he found this stuff and he thought I should have it. So I ran into it this morning when I was digging through some stuff to bring here to give away, and I figured somebody else should have it.
Yeah, thank you. We'll give those away gladly. The 150-mile championship race during the fair, the 21st running of the Rex Mays 150. That's kind of cool. They're just sitting there.
Yeah, pretty neat stuff, that's for sure.
Greg Wilkie and his son Chris had a good time looking through those as well, because I'm sure they're in there a bunch with Wilkie racers racing Indy cars through the 90s at the mile. I see a super late model out back here, James. It says your name on the side. It says 97 on the door. You don't race it all the time, but you also have a new name for the car that people are getting used to, right?
We call it the stupid late model, which it's not the car that's stupid. It's the whole everything about it. It's stupid expensive. It's stupid amount of time. It's stupid amount of energy. I mean, you go to the racetrack, you got to sit in line, pick tires, you got to go to the driver's meet again, you got to push the car through tech all at the same time. It's all stupid. The whole thing, everything about it's stupid, but it's the fun part, and it's what everybody goes to see. It's the coolest car you can ever race, I think.
And there's a guy sitting next to you that put a whole lot of time and effort into a brand new body on the car that debuted here on the lawn here at the cellar before he went off and raced it really well at the mile and at the Slinger Nationals. Jeff Storm, what are your thoughts about a rebuttal calling here your race division something that's not really super?
Well, I'm kind of offended, James. Jeez. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I buy tools from him, and he comes in the shop all the time and tells me they're stupid, and he's not wrong. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of messing around, but you want to be the best. You got to race with the best and beat the best. So here we are.
And Jeff, you are racing when you feel your car's ready. You told us last time on the program you are going to be ready for August 13th.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's this Saturday at the Dells. Twin 75 lappers, alive for 5 super late models. I'll call them super.
Yep, they are super late models.
$5,000 to win, both 75 lappers.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's left to do on the car?
I have one set of shocks done. I got 2 more to do yet. So, see, stupid.
But you also have a full-time business, the family trucking business. Your wife's here. Jessica just had, was it her birthday recently, Jessica's, your daughter?
No, it was his birthday.
His birthday,
yes.
James Swan's birthday.
Yeah, over the weekend, and I'd seen it too late. Otherwise, I probably went down there and had a Coca-Cola with him or something.
Yeah. Swanee, your birthday. Happy birthday. How'd you celebrate?
Oh, we hung out in the garage. Katie had a bunch of people over, and we just hung out till 4 o'clock in the morning. We had a little bonfire in the pouring rain. We had a good time.
So you had to make sure everybody got home okay. Take your time. Enjoy yourself.
Right.
Got some, did you burn anything you didn't want to burn? Like, did you see your couch in the living room thrown on there at some point?
No. We're professionals. We have cardboard for days.
Yeah. All right, good to know. So there's some lofting, probably still up in the atmosphere somewhere, some cardboard schnibbles.
Could be.
All right, could be.
Right.
No comment out of James Swan on that one. Very well could be the case. I'm subtitling all of a sudden on the show. I don't know why. It's been 38 years of doing this. I should know better. But you guys are a lot of fun to hang around with. How much fun has it been racing since we talked to you last, Jeffrey? We got the Slinger Nationals we talked to you right after, and you had the mile going on, and now you're going back to one of your favorite racetracks.
Yeah, actually, I haven't raced since I've been on. So.
All right.
Maybe 2 shows with 1 race. Maybe that's the combination. But I'm excited. Like I said, I'm just real happy to be able to do it at the level we do it at, and I feel like when we go, we're ready to rock and roll. And like I said, you would think as many times I've been around there that I would only need 1 set of shocks and be ready to go, but you always want to be better, and I look at my notes good and need a little of this, a little of that, and we were second last time to Jordan DeVoy, which was really cool. I mean, another hometown boy. We call the hometown boy, right, down here.
He's
the
like
dirt-
Gene
dirty
McKidd, too,
South.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. So it was cool to see him win, and we were second, and we just got to be a little bit better. You know, it's going to be tough there again. Johnny Sauter's going to come out and play, and he's always a lot of fun to race against. That guy's nuts, but at any rate, we'll be ready to go.
Saturday is a twin 75 lapper. Have they told you what tires you get to run? You got to run.
Yep, absolutely. They gave us 4 tires, and there you go. You're going to run these 4 in the first 75, and then the same 4 in the second 75, which is fine. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I don't really want to get into a whole lot of things, but they need to police it. You know, the Rich Bickles of the day are still lurking in the pit area. You may be looking at one of them. You know, they paint them, and I told them, well, you're going to paint the tire. Okay, great. So I'll look and see what color it is. If I don't have that color, I'll go by Travis Dasso and get some from him. And if he don't have it, I'll go by Gabe Summers or Dan Fredrickson or Johnny DeAngelis.
So you're saying there may be some that were painting tires on their own rather than by an
well,
official.
I'm not saying...
Not saying those individuals, but it can happen.
I'm not saying that anybody's going to do that, but I'm saying that I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So
all right,
I'm just putting it out there.
Gotta watch.
Basically, it can happen.
Yeah, it can happen. So, I mean, it just needs to be policed, you know. So make it a 6-tire race, and then you don't have to worry about it. But I get it. Shortened purses because of the rain deal. That's why we're running twin 75s, and I'm all on board. They just need to police it somehow, and I don't know how he's going to do it yet, but I guess we'll find out when we get there. I obviously don't plan on going there and cheating.
No, right,
and doing that deal, but I use that as an example that's out there.
And we're talking some pretty good money.
Yeah, talking a lot of money,
Yeah.
a lot of points. There's only 5 races. I mean, it's tight up front there. I mean, we're all wound up, tied for first and second. It's crazy. So, what do they call it? The Dollar General with the fly swatter and the spray paint. That's, I know where there's a Dollar General or two.
Right.
You know?
Okay. Also, considering that Live for 5 is a 5-race series, they've raced once. We're racing 2 more, which means this is 40% of the Alive for 5 this Saturday.
Yeah, so they're
2 of the 5.
So what they're doing, they got the one in the spring, which was great. So the last 2 have been rained out. So this is what race
would have been
3?
race 4.
This would be race 4. So
now
we're
it's
doing
race 2 and 3.
Yeah, so we're doing 2 and 3 here, and then following 150 is going to be race 4 and 5.
Race 4 and 5 in October.
In October.
I'm kind of excited for that.
So
gives you some time to prepare. If it's not like you have to go back to back.
We're going to get busy here in August, so we're doing a bunch of stuff. So
all right, Jeff Storm, what is your intended schedule with your super late model?
So we're going to do this deal at the Dells, and then it's off to Madison for the Howie Leto Memorial Race.
Friday night, August 26th.
Absolutely.
ARCA Midwest Tour.
And then back to the Dells for the 200-lapper Jim Sauter Memorial.
Saturday night of Labor Day weekend, $15,000 to win.
Absolutely. Looking forward
ARCA
to that
Midwest
one.
Tour.
Yep. And we're
with Midwest Trucks.
Yep, with the Midwest Trucks. And we're kicking around going over to Cedar Rapids on the 20th, right after this Dells race. But that has not yet been locked up, so we'll see.
And anything about Oktoberfest, lacrosse?
Oh, yeah. We'll be at Oktoberfest for sure. I think there's something else in October. I'm not 100%, not looking at the schedule.
Yeah,
but,
all right.
Then All-American 400 is...
Going back to Nashville.
Yep, looking pretty good, like we're going to go there. And then...
I'm cheering for lap 38 of the All-American 400 because Jeff Storm got wadded up in a 10-car crash that was not of his doing on lap 37.
Right, so
I'm cheering for lap 38.
Yeah, let's get to lap 300. How about that?
That'll work. Yeah.
But yeah, that was a bad deal. But yeah, we're looking forward to getting back out there, doing some stuff here. Basically, been dealing with a lot of rain, and a lot of our stuff's got rained out. But we'll get it all in here, hopefully.
You're wearing a sponsor hat or two, and you got some sponsors on the shirt. Tell us about who you're supporting and who supports you.
Well, I got a Wimmer hat on. Wimmer Motorsports. Obviously, Eric Jones has been wheeling his stuff. Chris has helped me out with my chassis program and a lot of the setup stuff. So got him on the hat. And the shirt is Joseph Joyner out of Milton, Florida. This guy runs, everybody watches Hunt the Front. I don't know if you do or not, but they started 3 years ago. I watched their probably one of their very first YouTube channel. I was searching hunting and Hunt the Front. Oh, okay, cool, watch this. It's a couple of dirt late model kids in Milton, Florida in a 2-car garage are now running, they're on their Midwest swing. So they're up in Superior tonight. They were there last night. It's just really cool to see them guys promote themselves through social media, Patreon, Facebook, YouTube. They got a bunch of stuff going on. You know, I'm supporting them, buying shirts from them, whatever. But it's pretty cool. I went down to Fairbury and watched them a couple weeks ago. I'm a part of their tour, and they ran 5th last night in the main, which is their very best effort so far in a touring series, which is the XR series. So, yeah, they're racing tonight, so I'm supporting Joseph Joyner tonight.
And who supports you on your super late model, Jeff?
Oh, my God, everybody. James Swan, do you? No, I don't think you do. Yeah, I get a little discount on tools from him. No, we got to thank the 3D Ranch, Great Lakes Components, Breber Music, Oak Creek Automotive, of course. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night.
It is.
We really appreciate Bobby and all his help. Came on board last year, so it's really cool to have him. He's an old friend and kind of cool having him on the rocker panels there. Who else am I forgetting? All Pro Mechanical on the sides. We got River City Lanes and Bruno's Restaurant as well, both in the same building. You're in Waterford, stop in, say hi, have a burger, throw a game or two, have a cocktail.
Do some kegling.
Do some kegling, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like saying that word.
Yeah, that's starting up pretty quick.
You're a kegler.
I am a kegler.
Yeah.
Well, I pretend kegler. I go there and go through the motions.
Right,
but
right.
So the daughter's the hot rod bowler in our team.
Okay, good to know. I'm the low handicap guy. If you need a low handicap, bring it in.
Right.
I can get you there.
Come on down on Friday nights, Jim. We'll fit you in.
I'll look at my schedule.
Love it.
Thanks, Jeffrey. James, you brought your super late model here. When are you going to race that next?
We were supposed to go to Wausau for the Tundra Series Saturday. That rained out till September 11th, so apparently that's the next time we'll get to race that one again.
Okay.
We are going to take the Greg Beebe-owned Mid-Am car to the Dells this weekend. Haven't raced a Mid-Am car since, boy.
You heard the commercial on our show. It's been like a decade or more, it sounds like.
13 probably,
Yeah.
14, somewhere in there. It's probably right around there. It's about the last time I ran a Mid-Am race, so I guess we're going to try that again, thanks to Greg Beebe. And then we go with the trucks to Madison. That'll be awesome. Can't wait to go there again.
Midwest Truck Series is on the Friday, August 26th racing program with the Midwest Tour, as well as that Labor Day weekend at the Dells. I'm guessing you're running for points. I'm probably see you there too.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to take our sportsman car, Alan Quickie sportsman car, to Rockford a couple weeks, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I cannot find shocks. They run a sealed shock, and nothing I have has a sealed shock on it, so it's kind of tough trying to find them. QA1 used to make a really good shock, but I guess they quit making them. I called up there, and they've discontinued everything I wanted to run, so I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We'll still look, and we got another week or two, but otherwise, yeah, we got full plate every week.
And you've raced since you've been on the show last time. You actually ran a very nice run at Wisconsin International Raceway on Tuesday night. Talk to us about your top 3 finish there.
Yeah, we struggled all day long. I don't know what happened. Just, I don't know. Looking at pictures, I kind of think I have an idea what happened, but struggled all day, qualified halfway decent, started the feature, was going backwards, and got a free lane for half a second and realized what I was doing wrong and just went right back to the front, ran out of time, got up to third again, but that was fun. Really fun when you get to pass people. I don't like starting up front because it's not as much fun, but so yeah, I figured I'd go to the back and make some more fun out of it, but no, we're having a really good time. Midwest Truck Series has been really good to us, and we're having a good time doing that. Leading the points by, I think, 131 right now. So
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. That's the most I've ever been ahead. But we can't give up. I mean, there's guys coming. Kevin Kniese's there every week. Cody Hubrid's there every week. Kevin Zielazinski's there every week. There's guys that are really good, that are really like this close. And if I give up that little bit, they're going to be there. So I've got to hang on. We're going to keep going with that and enjoy the rest of the year.
Sponsors that support you, whatever you get to do.
Oh, man, I got a ton of them. I actually had to write them down. I can't remember, like Jeff Storm. He had a birthday the other day, and I don't remember crap from then. But
well, it's okay. You got a list.
Yeah, I got a list. Obviously, we got to thank Bobby Goodnick, Oak Creek Automotive. I'm really honored to be a proud of his team. Known Bob for a long time. AV Gorilla, Andres has stepped up and just become a super cool friend and super awesome sponsor. We've got to thank him. We've got PMF Landscape, Leo's Upper Dells Bar, BMT Trucking, DRM Industries, Reed's Marine, Champs Sports Bar in Lake Geneva, David Elliott Trucking, Santa Fe Air Purifiers, 2Sev Tools, Mike Carmichael, and there's a whole bunch more that I forgot. Obviously, my wife for keeping all this stuff organized because it's not easy. The older I get, the less organized I can be, so she's there to take up the slack for me.
Well, it's great to see you here. Thanks for spending your Tuesday evening with us, bringing Katie, bringing the car, and hanging out with us. And it's nice to have friends like you and celebrating a big birthday. It's kind of a fun week for you, so we appreciate you taking time out, not only to celebrate your birthday, but also to hang out with us on Oak Creek Automotive Night. Thank you.
I'm actually here for Dean Strom's birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. We all came for Dean Strom's birthday.
We're gonna hear from Dean, I think, in about 3 minutes. It's about 3 minutes. So maybe if you guys want to sing, go ahead. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sing.
Not singing on live internet. No way.
No way. No, me neither. How about I say it for Jeff Storm and James Swan for joining us here tonight. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. We have some more information to tell you. We've got the short track report coming up, thanks to our friends at Bonafide Security Solutions. We've got Bill Hounds in the groove, recapping what was a spectacular Tuesday night at Wisconsin International Raceway. If you joined us on our road show there, thank you again to DeAngelo's Construction for getting us out the front gate last Tuesday. Our crew is all out there putting a show on. We appreciate all the efforts there, as well as from Lamer's Driving Experience for Charity. That comes up on Wednesday, September 21st at Road America. Find out more, Lamer's Motor Racing. Search Lamer's Motor Racing on Facebook. Find out more about who you can get for a minimum donation on the track on Wednesday, September 21st to help out some great charitable causes. We also want to thank Lake Park Pub in Menasha, great sponsors. So if you're in Menasha, hop on into Lake Park Pub and say, man, I love your support of racing and the Racing Roundup show. They made our show last week happen. Oak Creek Automotive's making tonight happen. When we come back, we're talking about short track racing. We'll get you up to speed on the world of motorsports when we come back on the Racing Roundup show live at the Cellar, 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek for the DeAngelo Construction Road Show on Oak Creek Automotive Night. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundup.show.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD's certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
This Saturday at Dell's Raceway Park, the Alive for 5 Super Lake Models return with twin 75-lap features presented by Lube USA. You'll also see the 602 Lake Models and returning for the first time in over a decade, the Mid-Am Series, plus a huge fireworks extravaganza after racing. Gates open at 3, qualifying at 4:30, racing at 6. Dell's Raceway Park, located 2 miles west of I-90-94 and exit 85, just off Highway 12. Order tickets online at DellsRacewayPark.com and save.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club Points Racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
This is America's longest-running weekly motorsports program, held in front of a live audience. Stay up to speed on the Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Thanks for joining us for the Racing Roundup Show. Once again, here is the trackside voice of the Daytona 500 and NASCAR at the track. You see him on MAV TV's live coverage of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl and the Arca Menard Series. The host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Thanks again, everybody, for joining us here on this glorious Tuesday night. We're hanging out on the patio at the Cellar in Oak Creek. It's the DeAngelo's Construction Road Show. We're hanging out with you all night long on the patio with these beautiful cars behind us. This is the Oak Creek Automotive Night number 2, we'll call it that. We could not do this show without great sponsors like Oak Creek Automotive and BMRE Electric Carts. They have a lot for you. And Randall Lake, they just got a new shipment. Brad Miller is Wisconsin's only Icon dealer. They got a new shipment in this week. There's in-stock inventory and customizing options for your next electric cart available right now. On their Facebook page, search BMRE Electric Carts Company. You heard that famous voice just a moment ago saying, this is Jim, this is all the cool stuff. Well, guess what? On his birthday, between NASCAR PA gigs, welcome in Dean Stroud. Dean, happy birthday.
Thanks, Jim. It's good to be here. I'm catching up to you.
Yeah, someday you'll never be as old as me. Never. Don't even try.
And I don't get to share my birthday with Frank Smith, so.
You're right, but you did a great job hosting that night. That was fun. That was just a couple weeks ago.
I think that was 2 weeks ago. Exactly 2 weeks ago.
It was. Yeah. It was a good night. Great night. Dean, it's another great night to talk about racing on this beautiful patio.
It is. It's awesome. What a beautiful night.
And we got a couple people together for your birthday, if that's okay. To talk
Appreciate
racing.
that. Appreciate that. Yeah. All right, let's talk some short track racing.
Okay.
Time for the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. For camera and alarm system for your home or business, program card access, gun safes, it's a lock. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online, bonafidesafe.com. Bonafide protects what you value. We, Jim, as you know,
what?
1 week ago, we were at WIR for the Gander Auto Group 250. And in just a little while, we're going to have Bill Holland. He's going to bring us an In the Groove with all those highlights. So
Thanks to you, we have it.
I won't, right? I delivered it.
Special delivery. Dean Stroud.
Congrats to Clayton Rossman, who battled with Tim Cox to wrestle away the victory and get his second Wisconsin Wingless Sprints feature win Saturday night at Wilmot Raceway.
He said he was racing his hero. He's like, I'm racing the guy that I watched racing my whole life. We'll have a couple of guys on in a few minutes. I want to ask about that kind of a feeling when you get that chance to race against somebody like that.
Ryan Marshall won the B main and then raced from 17th to 3rd in the A main. Congrats to Ryan for that. CK Contractors LLC.com brings us the happenings at Wilmot Raceway. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavation, retention pond building, and a whole lot more. For more info, you can log on to wilmotraceway.com. Next up for the racers competing at Wilmot Raceway is a special Wednesday night points show on August 17th during the Kenosha County Fair. Admission is free with fair admission to watch modified street stocks and bandits. Details at wilmotraceway.com. Is there anything, Jim, more Americana than racing during the fair?
And you get in free with a fair admission on Wednesday.
Cool.
That's
cool.
even better.
Yep.
The smell of the corn dogs. Then you
The
get
lights,
corn dogs.
the
and
lights
you're
from
watching
the Ferris wheel. Yeah, it's cool.
Yep.
This coming Saturday, huge one at Dells Raceway Park. A Live for 5 doubleheader. Twin 75 lap super late model features, each paying $5,000 to win. $5,000 to win a 75 lap feature. 2 of them.
Yep.
Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park.
Go
Gonna
Stormy,
be big.
go. Go Stormy, go.
Qualifying at 4:30, racing at 6 for details. And to buy your tickets in advance, go to DellsRacewayPark.com. Congrats to Zach Riddle. Just keeps on winning NASCAR late model features at Madison International Speedway in Oregon. Friday night winners included Rick Coppernall in the, repeating I should say, in the Misfits, Carson Phillips in the Bandits, Eric Nemi in the 6-shooters. This Friday night, August the 12th at Madison, Ring of Fire Cheese Curd Cup featuring the Hobby Stocks Midwest Dash, Legends Bandoleros, and the High School Racing Association. 2-time track champ Brandon McMullen won his first feature of the season Saturday night, 25th in his career in the 360 sprint feature at the Plymouth Dirt Track. Travis Schmidt captured the modified checker flag. Recent show guest Turk Letizia and BMRE Electric Carts sponsored Brad Miller shared the front row to start the late model feature. Brad battled for the lead until he suffered a rear end parts failure, pulled off. Justin Ritchie took that win. While next week's show guest, we're going to be at Paulie's next week, Joe Bongiorno finished 4th. Cody Swanson led all 100 laps Saturday at Toledo Speedway to win his 36th career USAC Silver Crown race. Speaking of USAC, that Buddy Kofoid guy, BC 39,
pretty good.
He's pretty good. Yeah, Buddy Kofoid. Last Thursday night at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, they got the little dirt track inside Indy, and he was riding the cushion, wasn't he, Jim?
I watched it on Flow Racing, and I'm telling you, he was magical. The small little racetrack, they widen out the groove so much that the dirt built up on almost like a ramp, a curb. It wasn't a shelf, but the actual racing on it and getting grip off it and off a turn two. He made the winning pass by literally putting the right sides above the dirt on the wall. Zoop!
Buddy.
Shot him down the backstretch, and he won the race. He said it was his biggest win ever.
Buddy for the win.
Buddy Kofoid.
Yep. Cannon McIntosh finished 2nd. Kyle Larson, he finished 5th. Speaking of Kyle Larson, raced his wing sprint car from 5th to win the $21,000 big check last night. Front row challenge at Southern Iowa Speedway in Oskaloosa.
Wing sprint
That
car.
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
They were going through traffic, and he kind of used as a pick. It was a pretty cool move.
He got picked once, too. He did, big time.
Race past Carson Macedo. The sprint car universe is now on their way to Knoxville, Iowa for the Knoxville Nationals.
We're missing the Miss Knoxville Nationals pageant right now.
The things,
It's okay. They're
the
racing
things
tomorrow.
we do for
They're
this
racing
show.
tomorrow. They're racing tomorrow.
They
for
start with the prelims tomorrow. Dirt late model, USA Nationals at Cedar Lake Speedway this past weekend. 50 grand on the line to the winner. Jim, go ahead, guess. Who won? 50 grand.
Guessing he's wearing a cape.
He's wearing a cape.
Yep.
Superman, Jonathan Davenport. Chris Madden was 2nd. Tyler Erb completed the podium. 2nd straight USA Nationals win for Davenport. Can you believe at one time he wanted to be a pavement racer and go NASCAR racing?
He was a pavement racer.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Didn't make it to NASCAR.
Just didn't have the talent, apparently.
So then he went into dirt racing to have some fun. I think it's working out okay. He's got to have $1.5 million, I think, in winnings so far this year.
And he's fun to follow on social. He and his wife got a farm. They got animals. They just have a good time telling you what they're up to. It's kind of cool.
Rain this past Sunday night at Slinger Super Speedway. Coming up this Sunday night at Slinger. Pro late models, you heard from Ryan Gutnick, take the center stage on Memorial Go-Kart Night, Tribute Night. Racing begins at 6:30.
It's a ranch. I forgot. Davenport has a ranch.
A ranch?
Yeah. So that means you must have like a quad and a four-wheel drive pickup truck or something. Hey, let's talk to a couple guys that put every ounce of energy they have into racing sprint cars in Wisconsin. They're really good at it. They're young drivers, and they certainly know how to mash the gas. Let's welcome in a couple of drivers, one with a wing, one without. Let's welcome in Tyler Davis, the 360 sprint car star, and Jordan Paulson returns once again. Guys, thanks for coming on the show in the Wisconsin wingless car sitting right out here. Thanks, boys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for bringing the car down, Ty. I see you guys rolled in off the trailer, brought the car over here. It looks all fancy, special. Did you guys put anything new on it, or you have not done anything to, dent anything? Looks like it's race ready.
I've been taking it kind of easy, trying to keep my nose out of a lot of directions, stuff like that. So the car does look pretty good. I just washed it yesterday,
Looks great.
actually,
Yeah.
and got it all cleaned up for the show. Me and Sid brought it down here today. It's out back here, parked next to a really cool midget, I would say.
We're going to try to talk to Greg Wilkie about coming on the show.
That's a really cool car that I got to park next to back there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just keep our equipment looking nice and keep it together.
How's the season been for you guys?
The past couple of weeks have been up and down. I've started to find a lot more speed the past couple of weeks where I've been able to run up front with a lot of the guys. And, I went to Sun Prairie and was running about 5th, and then, kind of made a driver error and spun myself out, and kind of caught the infield tire this past week and spun myself out again. So
You're getting better at that.
Yeah.
Let's try to not do that anymore.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Hopefully these past 2 weeks have kind of gotten rid of my bad luck, because we're actually taking this week off because Dad's going down to Knoxville. And next week...
What's Dad doing in Knoxville?
Going to watch the 410 sprint cars.
Watch, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
It is
not
the Knoxville
racing.
Nationals. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the Mecca. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the greatest show. But next week, actually, some people don't know this yet, but we got an ASCS 360 motor. And next week we're going to put that motor in, go down to Peoria, Illinois with the Sprint Invaders, which I was actually supposed to start my season off with them out at 34 Raceway, but it ended up raining out and never got to race with them yet. So now I'm going to be able to race that ASCS motor with them, and then from Peoria on Saturday, we will come back up to race with the 410s at Sun Prairie on Sunday. So those 2 nights will be my first nights ever with the new ASCS motor. So hopefully, my past 2 weeks here, we got rid of all the bad luck. So moving forward now, we can start to carry that speed.
Will that affect I'm sure it's going to affect your points, and whether it be the MSA 360s or Plymouth 360 points, right?
Yeah, well, we really haven't been running for points this year that much. This year has been kind of focused on trying to, grow our program.
Okay.
Meaning, getting this ASCS motor. We didn't have that before. We only had our MSA motors, so we kind of were focusing on, being able to make that ASCS motor happen at some point in time this year. So eventually next year we can possibly start to transition into doing some more of that stuff.
Wow. And what kind of sponsorship, what kind of support do you have right now, Ty?
Yeah, so first off, I'd like to thank Jason Johnson from Badger Seamless. Actually, he was racing our third car the past 2 weekends. Jason has supported me from the beginning.
And what does that take when you add a car?
Yeah.
Just add a car for somebody else to drive.
Well, we already have 2 cars, obviously my car and Dad's car to take care of, which is a lot. So we're already in the shop, every day of the week pretty much. But thankfully, we have wonderful crew guys. And Mr. Mike and Bob, Jason's car actually goes over by Mike's house.
Oh,
so
good.
me and Dad end up getting to clean the car on Sunday, and then we take it over by Mike, and Mike helps maintenance that because me and Dad obviously have to focus on ours.
Yep.
But Mike and Bob also do come to the shop and work on Dad's car. So
that's a really good system, actually. I think
we dedicate all of our time to it. But yeah, so Badger Seamless, Stone Mountain Access Systems, Oak Creek Automotive, Bobby G. Obviously, he has us out here all the time. It's a really nice place to be here at the cellar. Christine Hartman, Realtor. Rigatonis Deliziazzi Italiano, Weston Automotive, NNS Towing, Biggie High Performance. Biggie makes the best motors, and he went over this ASCS motor to make sure that it's all dialed in for when we go travel. Jensen Sales and Service, Source Services, Diamond Jim's Motor Cars, Super Shocks, HRP, Baling Racing Equipment. I've had to get a couple of front bumpers from them this year. Undefeatable Training. Quentin, he's helped me out on this training program that's really helped me out with my driving and not falling out of the seat towards the end of the races. So huge shout out to him. Hoof Farms, Torsion Bar Rating by Jeff Robinson, RC Trailer Leasing, all of our wing riders. Obviously, you can see on the top wing we have all the names. That's a cool program that I've had since I started in the micro sprint. But yeah.
Awesome. And then as far as crew guys, you mentioned a couple guys.
Yeah, so we have Half Bob. Zach's here tonight. Shout out to Zach. We have Eddie, Michaela, the Jennies. We got Sid over here who's mean mugging me because,
she's taking a lot of pictures, so.
Yeah, Sid. Yeah. Sid is, I think, going to be our new photographer and videographer because, having to keep up with all the social media stuff kind of gets to be a lot when I'm at the racetrack trying to focus on driving the race car. And, Sid does a really nice job of capturing the moment.
It's a nice sister to have.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Capturing the moment. All right. Cool. If you have any questions for our next guest, feel free to chime in here, Ty.
Yeah.
We've done a few things on the microphone. We welcome in Jordan Paulson. Jordan, it's great to see you here. Brought that number 4 sitting right here in the grass. Who'd you get to park next to tonight?
I got to park next to a nice car out there.
1963 Corvette Stingray split window. Dave Ulrich's street car. Yeah, it's a pretty nice car.
Yeah, I got 427 in it. I was checking it out.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Silver, it's here on the lawn at the cellar next to your race car. I think people would probably say, man, if I had a chance to drive a Corvette, I could do that. Maybe. Not many people get to drive a Wisconsin wingless car, especially against the competition you have, Jordan. My goodness. It's got to be a challenge racing it every time you can with these really competitive 40-plus car fields.
Yeah, our division's grown tremendously. And not just in car counts, the talent And it's not really more so new people. It's our series. It's starting to. It's kind of getting to be an older series now, and everyone's starting to understand how these crate motors work in these old cars. And DRC's done a lot with the Wisconsin wingless. I'm pretty sure the top 10, not all of them, but a good chunk of the top 10 cars are all DRCs. And so, people are figuring out how to put the power to the ground to get these cars to work.
And the engines themselves are pretty equal. At some point, you got to say, man, I got to figure out what to do different on my suspension or my pickup point or something. How hard is that when everything seems to be fairly balanced when it comes to horsepower?
Yeah, so all of our motors pull about the same. So, then it comes down to gearing, and your suspension's a huge thing. You can make all the power in the world, but if you can't put it to the ground, there's no point in having it. So, I mean, it kind of shows when I race with the 360s. I just have a crate motor. I'm down, 100, 150 horsepower. And on a dry, slick track, my car really, really works well when they're just buzzing their tires.
And how much do you do that, where you put a wing on and go race against the 360s? Who at the MSA and the Plymouth division, that's a wing 360 sprint car. You're racing a non-wing sprint car in the Wisconsin wingless, but you're doing both with the same car and same engine. Yep.
All we do is throw a wing on and change the setup a little bit. I haven't been able to do it as much as I'd like this year, probably only 2 or 3 times. We're thinking about doing it this Saturday. We have a wedding, but racing's pretty important. So we'll see how that goes. But I would like to get another night in the wing car under my belt before I get the 410 car out at Fair Night at Wilmot, which is in 2 weeks.
So in 2 weeks on a Saturday night, the fair stacks people in 18 deep to watch racing. It's a great night to race, and you're going to roll out in a 410 wing sprint car that night.
I am.
That's a big deal. How'd you get that together to get that going?
I got to thank Matt Vanderveer and Eddie Boyd for being behind me through the whole process. I also have not much experience setting up a wing car, let alone a 410, because a 360 and 410, they're still not the same. A crate motor and a 410. So we'll roll the car out on Saturday and see what we can do with it. It's a chassis I'm familiar with, so I'm not super worried.
Is it somebody else's car?
No, it's all mine.
Okay.
So it's the whole car is mine, but the motor is Matt Vanderveer's 410 motor. I'm gonna race it for a while before I purchase it, but it's completely fresh. It's just a 12-headed motor, but we'll see how it goes.
That's a lot for Jordan Paulson to take on. How many more nights of racing do you think you'll get in? You said you want to get one more wing night. So is your schedule still evolving as others may have set their schedule for the rest of the year?
Yeah, my schedule kind of just goes as it goes. Week by week, we figure out what we want to race. We race with the points for Wisconsin wingless, but I'm not sure that we're going to do that next year. We'll figure it out over the winter.
And who are the people that are helping you with all these other projects and racing for those points this year, Jordan?
So I have Lucas Oil, Next Gen Construction, Kristen Olson, American Family Insurance, Eddie Boyd of MLS Auto, Bobby G of Oak Creek Automotive. We have a new sponsor we actually picked up last weekend, which is the Pizza Joint in Antioch, Illinois. And then my my crew is huge. I got my dad, my cousin, my friend Jared, and then obviously my sister and my mom are always there rooting me on in the stands. So.
And you've worked a lot closely with the Klemko Racing bunch too. I mean, it's got to be helpful knowing you've got some support at the track beyond the great people you have with you.
Yeah. So we've always parked next to each other. I used to work out of the Klemko shop. Chris is the one who kind of got me going in sprint car racing. I wouldn't have started unless he started. So I remember the night he first fired his race car for the first time. I think my smile was bigger than his, but yet he was the one in the seat. So we're always there working on it. His crew chief Joe pretty much taught me everything I knew about sprint cars and how to put them together, because I raced a Bandit out there, and I crashed it in the backstretch wall, and that was the night we kind of decided, well, we should probably put a sprint car together.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah, that was the logic.
Can't run the Bandit like Garrett Elayter's out here tonight anymore.
So
do something else.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so we had a rough season so far this year in the non-wing car. We can't really get some speed going, but the last 2 weekends we have. Angel Park, we did pretty good. And then at Wilmot last weekend, I went out for my heat race. I qualified 12th, went out for my heat race, and broke a rod end on my tie rod. so I wasn't able to start my heat race. We went out for the B main, started 9th, finished 4th, and then started 23rd in the feature, and I think finished 8th or 9th. So I was trying to find, I was trying to follow. Actually, Dennis Spitz was in front of me the whole time, and we were just up on top, going around. We missed the setup a little bit. The car was a little tight, so I couldn't really enter on the cushion, but we got it to work.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. You race with Dennis Spitz, you learn something, you guys did really well.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Tim Cox, Dennis Spitz, they're the old guys in the series that they can teach you a thing or two if you follow them.
Was it anything starstruck like we heard just tonight, the guy that beat Tim Cox for his second win this year? We're going to have him on the show later in September, but when you look at that kind of with Clayton Rossman, and he's like, man, I'm racing against Tim Cox. Have you ever had any of those moments, Jordan?
Yeah, actually, I have a picture. Natalie Klumko actually got it for me for our end of the year racing banquet a couple years back. I have a picture of Chris in the very bottom of the racetrack, Natalie me in the middle, and Natalie up top, and it was like we staged it. We're all perfectly aligned. It's a really cool picture. It's actually still hanging in the Klumko racing shop.
Cool. Tyler, we're going to end this segment with you. Any starstruck moments for you getting a race against somebody that you've watched from the grandstands or ran down the track to see at an autograph session or something like that?
Yeah, I'd have to say when I went to Cedar Lake and got to race against some of those 360 guys, one in particular being Brooke Tatnell. I don't know if you know Brooke Tatnell, but
he's a New Zealand dude.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy, and being able to say that I was on the racetrack at the same time as Brooke Tatnell.
He's only won like Knoxville Championship like 5-6 times, something like that, weekly.
And he's basically the god of Cedar Lake in a sprint car.
That's cool. That's cool. Where can we find you guys on social? Real quick, where can we find you on social media, Tyler?
Tyler Davis Racing. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, basically everywhere. I'm still trying to get the Twitter thing set up, but pretty much on Facebook, I have the majority of all my content.
All right. Jordan, where can we find you other than at the racetrack?
We just have our Paulson Racing Facebook page. Find it Jordan Paulson Racing. So we post all of our updates on there.
Sounds like a plan. Follow these young drivers as they race their way through the rest of the season in multiple divisions, racing at some national talent as well. We don't know who's going to show up for a 410 race, and we know Ty's going racing with those ASCS guys and gals. So that'd be kind of cool to follow along as well. Thank you for your time, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Tyler Davis and Jordan Paulson joining us here tonight at Oak Creek Automotive Night. Guys, thank you for bringing your cars down. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to talk about one of those cars we referenced earlier. It's here. It's a 1982 midget that won a national championship race called Turkey Night. We'll talk to Greg Wilkie, the man who built the car and rebuilt the car. And when we come back on this here edition of the special show on the patio at the Cellar, 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek, hanging out with the Oak Creek Automotive Night Bunch on a D'Angelo's Construction Roadshow Tuesday night. Come on back with us.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair. From oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Delansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln and West Dallas.
D&H Sales and Service is Sheboygan County's largest steel and outdoor power equipment dealer. Since 2003, owner Brad Dahmer and D&H Sales and Service strives to offer you the best brands with leading manufacturers such as Aaron's, Gravely, Ferris, Simplicity, Snapper, Steel, Wright, and Toro. Each brand is backed by a stocked parts department and the highest level of customer service. All of our inventory is online at SheboyganPowerCenter.com, and when you buy from D&H, you will be shown how to safely operate your ready-to-use equipment. We have over 80 feet of steel display, and we have over 75 pieces of steel equipment in stock. D&H is Sheboygan County's only Brakes and Stratton Diamond dealer with a master service technician and factory-trained service department. D&H Sales and Service is conveniently located off of I-43 in Sheboygan and is an authorized service and warranty center for most brands on the market. We'll service almost any brand of small engine equipment. Call us for details at 920-458-1865. D&H Sales and Service also offers pickup and delivery to Sheboygan, Manitowoc, and Ozaukee counties. Search D&H Sales and Service on Facebook or log on to SheboyganPowerCenter.com today.
And we're back on the Racing Roundup Show live on Oak Creek Automotive Night at the Cellar, 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. Thanks to Bill and Shirley and the whole staff for having us here one more time. It's a lot of fun on a Tuesday night and any night. They're open every day at 11 o'clock for lunch. It's a really cool place to hang out. We're on the back patio. They've got a great bar inside, over 150 years of history in this location. Great pictures on the wall as well, and the menu here is amazing. Congrats again to Tom G on his big win in the Midwest Truck Series at WIR on Tuesday night. Recent show guest Jeff Holtz finished second ahead of our earlier tonight guest, James Swan. Brad Miller finished fifth, and he'll be live with us next Tuesday as a show guest at Polly's Pub and Eatery. The Midwest Truck Series is back in action on Friday night, August 26th at Madison International Speedway. Joining the ARCA Midwest Tour in the Howie Letto Classic. The Midwest Truck Series is supported by Widener Automotive and Pathfinder Chassis. Check them out online at MidwestTruckSeries.com. We've talked about it. I've seen pictures of it, and it's here with us live with the guy who made the car happen in 1982 and now has restored it to that condition. Let's bring in a really smart guy and a guy that I just enjoy being around because he's done so many great things and winning national championships out of their Milwaukee shops. Leader Card Racing, Wilkie Racers, man, these guys get it done. Let's give a hand for Greg Wilkie for joining us on the show for a few minutes. Greg, thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you for having me, Jim. I enjoy being here and looking forward to answering all the questions.
Oh, I've got questions. So this car, you told me before the show, is built as it was raced in 1982. Who built this car?
Well, it was the first car I built, actually. I built it in summer of '81 and was able to make it to the racetrack later that year and won the Hales Corners race in later that year with Kevin Olson, which was our very first win, which was one of the most, significant, important, but eventually was one of many, fortunately.
And you guys have like some kind of all-time record, don't you? In USAC, midgets? Don't you guys have more wins almost than Steve Lewis kind of thing?
Well, actually, it's total feature wins in USAC, and that was achieved by my grandfather, my father, and myself. So the family has that record. Soon to probably be broke by Keith Coons and his 8-car efforts.
You guys have raced at the very highest level. Take me back to 1982 with this car. How many races did you guys run that year, and what did y'all win?
Well, in '82, we were still getting our feet wet and racing pretty much only locally, and we were able to win the Badger Championship our first year. I think that year we won 7 or 8 features and the championship. And later that same car.
Kevin was your driver?
Kevin Olson, yeah.
It took a long time to find him at points in the pits, so I'm glad you guys got a chance to win at least 7 races. You probably had to find him in the pits at some point and say, Kevin, you're about to get pushed off here. You might want to get in the car.
Yeah, well, we were really fortunate. We were, my grandfather and my father had a pretty strong racing history, but myself, I was kind of new at it, and I was very fortunate to have Kevin volunteer to drive our race car. And, in the long run, it turned out really well. We were very successful in the early, mid-'80s with Kevin. That particular car there, that actual car there, in 1983 won the Turkey Night race at Ascot Park. So it's got a lot of significant history to it. And like you said earlier, the car is pretty much almost 100% original.
So Greg Wilkie built this car in 1982. You raced in 81. You built it and you won the Badger Championship in 82 with it. When you say original, are these parts you had to manufacture out of your own blueprints, or these are parts you guys had to put this car back together when you decided to do that?
Well, they're pretty much all original parts that I had manufactured back in 81 or 82, and I sold the car to the gentleman called Dean Erfurt, and he was really good about keeping cars and not selling them, and eventually he sold the car back to me maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago with pretty much all the original parts I sold him. And between what I had kept and what he had, we was able to reproduce the car almost exactly with the original parts it had. So,
you've restored other cars as well. Talk about those efforts and the painstaking effort you have taken to make these showpieces worthy of being in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum and other famous places.
Well, when I quit racing maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, I don't know how long ago now, but we'd done it for 30, 35 years, and when you're a racer, as most of these people know here, that you pretty much busy day and night. When you're not racing, you're driving. And when I pretty much retired from that, pretty much done that, and wasn't much more to achieve. And it was a lot of work. I had all this time on my hands, so I had repurchased my grandfather's first race car and completely restored that, almost 99% with the original appearance and parts, and that was actually in the Peterson Museum in Los Angeles for a year. And then I proceeded to recreate my father's first race car. I wasn't able to obtain it, but I recreated it and wanted him to enjoy it and see it before he passed a year ago. And then I started on my car. So it's something I do to stay busy. I'm running out of candidates, so I'm currently recreating my grandfather's Indy winner Roadster.
Aha.
And I'm doing that. It's not nothing original, but it'll be all original vintage, era correct parts. So when anybody looks at it, they won't know that it's not the original. But I won't try to deceive anybody. But it's my little my exercise to keep busy.
And still working at the family business leader card. I mean, there's a lot going on still for you.
Well, I'm on the board of directors there, so I'm not dealing with the daily responsibilities I have, so I can't take much credit for that. So,
this car is a showpiece. You built that Curtis Craft back to new. You've got that another project. Your son Chris, I think, has a few more midgets in the rafters at his shop. I've seen pictures. There are some other pretty cool cars that Wilkie Racers have put together over the years. The frames are there. The cars that have won, I don't know, maybe some championships with Jerry Coons, maybe some race with Tracy Hines, they're sitting there. Is that next on the list?
Well, we have my father in 2003. He had retired shortly before that, and he was starting to get pretty much lazy and not so sharp. And I told him he needed to buy one of my midgets, so I sold him one of my midgets, and Davey Ray volunteered to drive his car, and him and a fellow named Joe Vukolich went out and won the Badger Championship in 2003. So I have that
Flying Five, yeah.
I have that car sitting on the shelf 100%, which will probably require restoring. I've got the last Hut 100 car sitting on the shelf, which Chris wants to restore. It's we restore them, and we usually I myself usually start with the idea I'm going to quick do this, and I end up working with way much more significant detail than I intended to. But they turn out really beautiful, and right now they, when we have the opportunity to put them in a museum, we welcome that. But right now most of them sit in the shop with a cover on them on a shelf. So
it's great to see that you're able to do this and enjoy doing it, and we get the good fortune of seeing you do it so meticulously, like you do everything you've always done. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, Greg. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Well, I appreciate you having me. I enjoyed it very much. Thank you.
Greg Wilkie joining us here with that beautiful midget. It's not often you see that car, not often you see Greg out hanging out with us. It's great to see that he's got time to spend with us on a Tuesday night. Greg, thanks for spending a few minutes with us on the Racing Roundup show here. His car is here. It's at the cellar. You got to check it out. Come on down and see it. It's really cool. Sitting right here out here next to Tyler Davis's 360 Sprint car, right next to Dave Ortz's 63 Stingray. Corvette split window. I can't say that enough. And all these beautiful race cars. We'll go through the list again on who's all here tonight with their cars and without their cars. I got a list going as well. So it's been a fun night thus far. Elk Creek Automotive Night at the Cellar. It was a great night 1 week ago on Tuesday, August 2nd, when we went to Wisconsin International Raceway in Kaukauna, Wisconsin, for the running of the Midwest Truck Series Dixieland Delight 35 and the Gander Auto Group 250. Paid $15,000 to win the ARCA Midwest Tour race. Here's Bill Holland's In the Groove recap of that big race night.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at Wisconsin International Raceway, home of the Gandrud Auto Group 250. This race, formerly known as the Dixieland, is a Wisconsin racing tradition. It's also one of the toughest super late model races around. Why? Just ask the drivers who will go at it for 250 laps tonight. It's a star-studded field led by NASCAR Hall of Famer and two-time WIR champ Matt Kenseth. Cup Series driver Eric Jones is here, along with two-time 250 winner and NASCAR Truck Series driver Ty Majeski, fellow truck racers Derek Kraus and Carson Hocevar. Former Truck Series champ Johnny Sauter knows all about the history behind this race.
The Dixieland was always a big one, and now that it's a 250 again, I've been able to win it, I think, when it was 100 and when it was 150, but never really, I guess I've only tried once or twice at the 250 and had good cars both times, just had trouble. So, yeah, but this would be a huge win.
The ARCA Midwest Tour regulars are led by two-time series champion Casey Johnson, national short track champion Austin Nason, and the most recent tour winner, Jonathan Island.
It seems like there's probably been about 10 different grooves throughout the years where it's, broke up on the bottom so you can run top, bottom, middle, and then down in 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, it's a sharper turn, and then you got another dog leg coming out of the corner. So I mean, it's definitely challenging, and it seems like you got your hands full every lap.
Some of the nation's very best super late model racers will battle it out on this very challenging racetrack for 250 laps. It's a bucket list event for Luke Fenhouse.
Guys like Matt Kenseth, Stephen Assey, Ty Majeski all come up for this one, so it's a big race for sure. You got to be on your A game, whether it's qualifying, practice, or race time. So it's a high-paying race to win, and the best competition comes out here to compete. So we'll put on a heck of a show tonight.
Fast qualifier Derek Kraus led this race 1 year ago. This time he wants to be leading at the finish.
With it being 250 laps, you got to come in, of course, to get tires and then also fuel. So you got to strategize, be on the right strategy of when to come in and when not to come in, and that's always a challenge of it, and that's what makes it fun.
The last chance qualifier has five-time WIR champion Jeff Van Oudenhoven in the 45 and Slinger Speedway standout R.J. Braun in the 98 leading the field to the green. The top 16 qualifiers are locked into starting spots in the 250-lap main event. These drivers are racing for starting positions in the back half of the field. Jeff Van Oudenhoven likely has more laps on this racetrack than anyone racing tonight. He will wheel the 45 to the win ahead of fellow WIR regular Grant Griesbach in the second spot. The Midwest Truck Series feature, the 35-lap Dixieland Delight, will take the green before the big 250. 1 year ago, this race was a wheel-to-wheel battle that saw young James Lynch claim his very first series feature win.
No, it was a really good race. I mean, I think we touched maybe once, and other than that, it was a super clean race, and I know the fans liked it, and I had a lot of people come up to me and say it was a really good race. They enjoyed watching it, so yeah, I was glad I was able to keep it clean, and yeah, that was definitely a really fun race. I had a fun time.
Eugene Gregorich III and Tom G. Jr. on the front row as the truckers take the green flag and head toward turn 1. Last year, this race went right down to the last lap. We'll see how this one plays out. Tom G. in the 29, leading Jeff Holtz in the 38 truck. Gregorich back to third. Chester Ace in the 93. James Swan in the 97 truck. Brad Miller's 89. All contenders for the win. Tom G. Jr. has a lot of laps here at WIR and super late models. He's pulling away from the field with Jeff Holtz, the Franksville, Wisconsin driver, running second. Good battle for third between Gregorich, a Truck Series rookie, and James Swan, the four-time series champion and current point leader. Swan making his move for the third spot as the laps wind down. Up front, it's Tommy Genius. Tom G. Jr. leading from the drop of the green flag to the checkers in his return to Wisconsin International Raceway in the Midwest Truck Series Dixieland Delight 35.
Home sweet home. We got a lot of laps around this place, tens of thousands over the last 25 years. And so it was nice. The crew did a great job, gave me a really good handling truck. So once we got out front, it was just a matter of making laps, and we've made a lot of laps here, so that really helped.
125 miles on this very fast racetrack is a real test for both man and machine. Florida's Stephen Nasse in the 51 and local driver Sawyer Efforts in the 2 up front, leading the field of 31 to the green flag. A great start for Efforts, but his night ends early. Midwest Tour point leader Casey Johnson won this race 5 years ago and leads Johnny Sauter, the former NASCAR Truck Series champ. Farther back, Nasse in the 51, Ty Majeski, Gabe Summers in the 15, and fast qualifier Derek Kraus in the 9. Johnson will lead the field to the first competition caution. And trouble on the 9 car. Derek Kraus not able to continue. Back to green, and it's a battle of the 5 cars. Johnny Sauter out front of Casey Johnson. Sauter won this event twice, but the race was shorter then. Not the 250-lap challenge these drivers and crews face now. Johnson, the 2-time Midwest Tour champion, chasing a second win in the 250. More attrition, as 5-time track champion Jeff Van Oudenhoven is out of the race. Up front, Johnny Sauter is flying. He's put a lot of distance between that black 5 car and second place Gabe Summers. We have a competition caution with 66 laps to go. And trouble for the leader. Johnny Sauter has a problem. The 5 car so dominant out of the race. Now it's Summers in the 15 and the 4 of Luke Fenhouse up front. A lot of strong contenders in the top 10, and they will battle it out. Summers leading Fenhouse in second. 2-time race winner Ty Majeski third, with Casey Johnson running fourth. Good battle for second as Majeski makes his move on Fenhouse. Johnson right there in the hunt. And trouble, Grant Griesbach and Matt Kenseth get together. Caution with 33 laps to go. Back to green, and this should be good with Summers and Majeski up front. Both cars have been strong all night long. Ty Majeski in the 91, moving to the inside, making his move for the lead. Majeski gunning for his 3rd Gandrud Auto Group 250 win in 4 years. Summers and Casey Johnson aren't going away, but do they have anything for the 91? Caution again with 8 laps to go. Bobby Kendall in the 11 car. Less than 10 laps, it's a single file restart. Majeski in the 91 leading the way. You've got 2 of the best in super late model racing right here. Majeski, the all-time Midwest Tour wins leader. Casey Johnson with 2 series championships, the current point leader. Coming to the checkers, it's Ty Majeski winning his 3rd Gandrud 250 in style.
This race is tough. You really can't ever be fast enough to win this thing. The strategy's got to go your way. There's so many different variables with, only having 2 tires laying, right? You got to go 250 on the left. So you got to manage the race. You got to be smart about it. And obviously you got to have a good car. So we had all those things tonight. Just happy to be able to come back and run with these guys. Sure is a ton of fun.
For Ty Majeski, it's 3 wins in this race over the past 4 years. That's remarkable, especially when you consider midway through the race tonight, he lost power steering and for a number of laps had to wrestle the race car around this very rough, very fast oval. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who makes this program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thanks, Bill, and we appreciate everything Bill's able to put together for us and cover those races around the state of Wisconsin. It's been a pleasure to have Bill Holland as part of our format in our show in 2022 all season long. It's time for the Anderson's Maple Syrup Racing Short Track Spotlight. They're proud sponsors and supporters of Wisconsin racers Dennis Prunty, Bill Baylog, and Jason Gross. Try Anderson's Maple Syrup in your coffee, tea, or ice cream. Take it with you with pure fuel, maple energy on the go. Buy Anderson's Maple Syrup at your favorite grocer, andersonsmaplesyrup.com. Proud Wisconsin company, pure quality since 1928. This week's Anderson's Maple Syrup Spotlight goes to the driver that ran the Gandrud Auto Group 250, sits 9th in the points now in the ARCA Midwest Tour, and is sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive. Let's welcome in Ryan Farrell. Ryan, how you doing, man? Good to see you here.
Pretty good. Good to be here, as always.
Making the show was something incredible on Tuesday night. That was a really tough field to crack.
Yeah, we we have had some weird problems this year. I'm really going to know a lot about how to make your race car not break after this year. I always used to say we were pretty good at finishing races and not having problems. Well, that went out the window this year, and we fought oil pump problems again in practice. This has been kind of a lingering thing, and we missed out a lot on practice, and lo and behold, went out there and made the show on time. So there's only 32 of the best teams around right now. So
Yeah,
I was pretty happy.
That's a really good number to make the show. Now, when it comes to the race itself, what gremlins got you? The oil pump at what time?
Yeah, we actually had a problem. We had a seal go bad on the front of the motor, and that was part of what we were fighting all day, and we were tying that to the pump. And it's honestly a longer story that I can get into on this show, but we knew we had a problem. We thought we had it fixed for the feature, and it just kind of kept lingering. And at some point, you got to go. A couple guys were complaining about oil on the track, and we knew who it was the whole time, and finally we just had to give up at that point. So
you kind of raised your hand and said, I think I know.
Yeah, it was us, and so it's just frustrating. It was the best car I've had there in the couple times I've gotten to try, and the first time I was able to keep pace with the leaders without really using the brakes or pushing the car. Now, I don't think we had anything for tire then, but I think a top 5 was definitely in the cards by the end of that race, and just super frustrated to have to park it early again.
Hey, we had a top 10 finish at Wausau. The race was delayed till Sunday, so you got a chance to race there at a top 10 run. That was a good showing for you guys at Laird Deachin's Memorial.
Yeah, that was cool. It's a track I really enjoy. Going around there part throttle, trying to save the right rear tire, and we actually unloaded terrible there. It was actually the worst the car was all year, handling-wise. And we got it turned around for the feature and came back through the field and finished. I think we ended up 7th after an incident at the front of the field there, so between Ty and Casey. But yeah, it ended up being a pretty good day, but I think we're capable of doing even better than that. So,
what's the rest of your schedule like? You chasing the Midwest Tour points now?
Not specifically. We'll hit, actually, I mean, at the end of the year, we'll only have missed probably 2 or 3 races total. So we're going to do everything but Hawkeye Downs for the rest of the year. So I believe that's Madison 26, Howie Letto. And then we got, obviously, lacrosse and the Jim Sauter Memorial Race at the Dells, which is going to be a huge deal.
That's going to be a really big deal. I mean, you got some guys. We talked about the best of the best, but we got some really good guys. I'd give credit to you and your team for what you're able to put together and compete against some of the teams that have full-time guys and a lot more, I'd say just a lot more everything.
Yeah, it is. It's tough. I mean, it always has been. It seems like it gets a little tougher every year. I actually think this year we've had nothing but problems, it seems like. But the speed-wise, I think we took a step back towards the front this year. We just haven't gotten to show it nearly as much. But that's a testament to the team and some off-season homework. And I think we got a pretty big race coming up this weekend where we might be able to show what we got a little bit.
The Alive for 5, the Dells?
Yep.
Jeff Storm popped over here as we were just about to have you on. He showed me a picture. You climbing from a car victorious at the Dells.
Yep.
In round 1 of the Alive for 5 series. Was that 2 years ago already?
Yeah, it's already over a year now, yeah. Back in 2020, so... that was the first race after COVID. That was pretty special. Honestly, I don't think they could have fit anybody else in there. I heard they ran out of beer before the feature started, and I just remember getting out of Victory Lane that day, and it was like, I thought it was a NASCAR. I mean, it was like 10 deep all the way around Victory Lane, and man, people really wanted to see some race cars, and that was just a heck of a day to have one of our best races of all time. So,
well, you went to the Icebreaker this year. I was there. I watched you qualify fast time. You had an issue, but I'm telling you, man, that's a cool racy joint that you get a chance to take a hold of for 2 75-lappers this Saturday.
Yeah, no, that'll be neat. I to even add salt to the wound there, I saw Jordan won the race and Jeff was second. It was like, man, that would have been a fun race to be up there with them 3.
The Lake Geneva, Big Bend, Lake Geneva.
Yeah, the Southeast Wisconsin domination. But but I missed out. We had some problems with we had a body panel brace come loose and get into a tire and ended up giving us a flat right as we were going back green, so we lost laps and couldn't get back. But we ended up finishing the race and got to watch Jordan bring home the win, following him around, so that was kind of cool. And obviously Jeff had a good run, but yeah, man, I can't. You just hated that day because when you like the idea of a perfect handling car, it was in the ballpark, and I was like, I don't know if I've ever had one this good. And to get it back there is no guarantee, right? So we'll do our best. We'll see what we got.
Got everything working? Is tonight a shop night? Did we drag you away from the shop? You going back after this?
Every night's a shop night right now. It's just, that's been one of the frustrations of the year has been working on the car, not working on the setup. And you can only really get ahead when you're really getting extra sets of shocks. Not that I have many, but I do have one extra set now. And just having options on the table and notes about where you want to go in a hurry. There's no practice day before this race, which is great financially, but if you're off a little bit, you don't got a lot of time to get it sorted out. So I'd rather have it that way. You just know you're under the gun. You can't miss.
Experience pays. I'm thinking, you got to get that win. Jeff reminded you by the picture. He walked up here. It's on his phone still.
Oh yeah. No, that was a good one for the little guys. So
let's hope there's
if
more
I can't
of those.
do it, I hope him or Jordan or somebody else like that does it again. But this year too, we've run I think 8 different tracks now, and we haven't been to the Dells in 4 months. And it's just really odd because that's a track you normally run the most throughout a season in Wisconsin is the Dells. And to not go back there, I'm just like, I got these notes. I really want to go back and try again. And everywhere else, it's just been like, okay, sorting the car out. And you always felt like you had more on the table every week this year. And now we get to go see what we got at the Dells.
I predict it's going to be packed again this Saturday for the big race. There are tickets on sale now at DellsRacewayPark.com. There's a family pack, $10 off of that, online and in advance at DellsRacewayPark.com. I'm guessing you might want to get in line and watch James do some magic with what he's got. Swan's not going to be racing. He's racing the truck there. He's not going to be racing his super late. We got Swan. We got those guys ready. Storm's ready. And how close are you to being ready?
Yeah, we should be ready by about midnight Friday. I think we'll be ready to go then.
Perfect timing.
No, actually, we're in pretty good shape now. We got the motor stuff sorted out, the oil pump issue, the leak, we got that fixed, and we should be good to go.
It's great to be back here on Oak Creek Automotive Night, hanging out with you again. It's really been a lot of fun spending a few minutes with you.
Yeah, I got to shout out to my buddy James Swan there. I wore my old crew shirt. That he was the second guy I ever crewed for back in 2006, and I found this shirt in the closet. So he turned 50 this week. So
and he still fits. What do you know?
50 never looks so good though, or fast. So,
hey, thanks for coming on.
Hey, good to be here.
I want to say for Ryan Farrell joining us here on the program. We have one more Oak Creek Automotive Night driver to talk to. He just came off a big win and a second-place finish against the best in the nation and what he gets to drive. More with Mini Mojo when we come back on the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307. Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
Polly's Pub and Eatery at 81st Street and Greenfield Avenue serves up Milwaukee's best pizza, outstanding wings, and a great pub menu. Polly's Kitchen is open late every night with great nightly specials. Polly's has a shuttle bus to all Brewers games. Party on the patio this summer with Polly. Polly's has 18 flat-screen TVs to catch all of your favorite sports. Stay up to speed and download Polly's mobile app and receive a free 22-ounce tap beer. Polly'sPubandEatery.com. Have you partied with Polly?
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need 3 things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
Welcome back on the Racing Roundup Show, a very special show. I want to congratulate Schlafer Auto Body and their success this year with Danny Schlafer and the IRA 410 Outlaw Sprint Cars. They can do a great deal of work on your your truck, your motorhome, your fleet of trucks at Schlafer Auto Body in Landon. See the experts. There are 4 generations of racers at Schlafer Auto Body. Search their great work on Facebook to get in touch with their family racers. They work with all insurance companies. Schlafer Auto Body is what you want to find on Facebook. Great supporters of racing and our show. We also have a couple of guys hanging out with us. One's a dad, one's a son. Racers coming off a really good weekend in Ohio. They are sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive. We're welcoming in a Mini Mojo, the winner on Saturday, and his dad, Wayne Majeski. Guys, thanks for coming on the show. Congrats, Jacob, on the huge win on Saturday.
Thanks.
How many karts were in your class? Racing against the national competition in karting, you beat them all.
12 or 13.
All right. How'd the weekend start for you? How'd you know you had the stuff?
I have a good coach right off the bat. I didn't know really that much lines until he got there.
Okay.
We were fast all weekend. We just hammered it and just went.
Love that. Hammered it and went. Wayne, you've raced your adult life. I mean, everything you got the chance to race with your dad. How much fun is it racing now with your son? You've done this for a while now, but the excitement and just seeing how good he's getting at this national level.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. It's just we got to keep on going. I parked my stuff for this year because we're concentrating more on him. We sold our 360 operation to Brian Julian, so he's going to be racing with the MSA 360s next year. But we've been doing a lot of traveling. We were down in Florida twice. We were in North Carolina. We were in Newcastle, Indiana. This past weekend, we were just in Batavia, Ohio. So then we got one national event left in Newcastle, Indiana, and then a regional event in Audubon and Joliet, and then all the rest of the stuff at Badger. But we're just going to keep on going. He's 12th in the national points. He is second in the regional points, and then he's second and third at Badger at the two classes out there.
Wow. Jacob, that's a lot of racing. Is that okay with you that you get to race this much?
Yeah.
That was a quick yes, for sure. What is your role now as you get to go to the track with mom and dad, and what's the first thing you have to do to make sure you're ready for the weekend?
Find the right line, make sure the track's not very slippery or not, and just kind of just flat out.
Jamie Saraki and his dad, George, with Franklin Motorsports, they have a program that you guys are part of. How many other teammates did you have this weekend under that big tent that said Franklin Motorsports on top of it?
We had 2 tents up. There's like 6 and more on the other side.
So we got some Wisconsin guys. We got some Milwaukee area racers beating these national competitors, including Mini Mojo here, Jacob Majeski. Wayne, when it comes to that depth, I'm sure that attracted you to do this with them, knowing how much experience they have and continue to support what you guys get to do.
Yeah, we love Franklin Kart. They're just a great group of people and stuff. Jamie and George and Michelle and Scott, the engine builder. Just everybody in that underneath the tent is just phenomenal and stuff. It is. If you need a question, you just ask them and they give you an answer. But, we had 15 of us underneath Jamie's tent, and then he's got a couple satellite tents and stuff, too. So, but, there was a lot of Franklin Kart team members that were on podium and Saturday and Sunday.
Jacob, on Sunday, you finished second by how much? How little? What was the difference of you winning both races on Saturday and Sunday?
By not even a second.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the difference was on Sunday was a .005.
That's 5,000ths of a second between winning and finishing second. Holy cow. I'd say that's pretty, I'm glad you're smiling about it. Some guys might be pouting for a little while, but you know you're there. How much fun is it racing against these national drivers? And sometimes they're not the same people every week. How much fun is that getting to know who you're racing with?
It's fun racing with Cameron Marsha and Holden Harder a lot, and sometimes Christopher Yeltsin and AJ Stoner. They come in sometimes, and then sometimes Tucker Tribet. And it's basically people that come all over from like states, and it's getting harder a little since they're getting better.
So when you go to Badger with the Badger Car Club at Millwright Raceway, when you're there, you're racing for points as well. It's not just tuning up for things. Do you guys get to run the same kart in Dousman as you do when you race against national guys?
No, we don't do Briggs 206 anymore. We did it only for Badger to see how it went. We got first on Sunday. We got 6th on Saturday, and then we know that track a lot, so.
Sounds like a lot of fun. We wish you well the rest of the season. Anybody you want to thank while you're on the show here, Jacob?
I want to thank Oak Creek Automotive, Franklin Dental, Franklin Cart, and who do you want to thank?
Got to thank Bergies, and Barricade Flashers, Simpson Products. We got a bunch of them that probably missed it and stuff, but yeah, every sponsor helps and it makes it go a long way and stuff. So we're just gonna keep on plucking away and just see what happens for next year. We got the national races went from 4 races to 5 races next year, so we're going to be actually venturing into Texas next year.
Wow.
And then we're starting off in Orlando, North Carolina, Indiana again. We're not going to Road America, so we'll see what happens with the Route 66 series. We might hopefully be up there with them, but we'll see what happens with the schedule. But yeah, the national series went from 4 series to 5 series. That's the USPKS, United States Pro Karting Series. That's owned by Mark Holtz and stuff. But yeah, it's just a great organization to be a part of.
It's great to have you guys here, knowing you're representing us, and we get to watch and follow you guys along. Jacob Majeski and his dad Wayne, how about giving them a hand for all they get to do and have fun with and sharing the excitement, really, we get to have with you guys on a Tuesday night. Thanks, guys, for both being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We greatly appreciate it and stuff.
Absolutely. Bobby Gutenacht, I'm sure, sponsoring this young man. Jacob's really kicking some tail. Glad to see you guys having a great time doing what you do. And we are going to say thank you to Bill and Shirley here at the Cellar. They have been great hosts once again. How about a nice hand for Bill and Shirley and the whole gang here at the Cellar? Keep those hands together for Bobby Gutenacht and all the great folks at Oak Creek Automotive. Thank you, Bobby G, once again for being our host here. And all these racers that showed, because they really had a lot of fun with us. And we got to talk to some of them. We do want to say thanks for a couple of racers we spotted in the crowd as well. Wes Eckert joining us. Kurt Davis was here. Gino Widener, Frank Smith, Jim Hendricks, Chris Wilkie, Kevin Olson Jr. They were sitting right over here. I have no idea where they are now. But those guys were here earlier, and it's great to see the great racers. Thank you to the folks who brought their cars out tonight. Sean Enoch and his Camaro Z28. James Swan and his Super Late. Jamie Birch and his 1950 Chevy. Tyler Davis brought his 360 Wing Sprint car. Jordan Paulson his wingless car. They are on either side of Dave Ulrich's 1963 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, split window. Thank you to Greg Wilkie. We had a great conversation with him with that Wilkie Midget, 1982 Badger Champion Midget, back to its original form. Bobby G brought his 1958 Chevy out here tonight. Thank you for that. Pagan Ellingson, thank you for bringing the Clementine, the Bandolero. You'll hopefully get to see you on Sunday at Slinger Speedway or somewhere soon. Dave Ulrich's beautiful Corvettes here on the grass. Garrett Elighter brought his Wilmot Bandit. Ken Ducro of Ken's Customs, his 52 Chevy was out here, the pickup truck, and Jim Lawrence with his 34 Plymouth, as well as Chad's Mustang. Thank you guys for being part of that show on the lawn here at the Cellar. We've had a ball, and we want to tell you we're back next Tuesday at Polly's Pub and Eatery. Got a great lineup. We'll get that posted for you on our website, racingroundupshow.com, here in a few moments. I want to tell you that our show has been made possible by Dave Schmalzer, Matt Rapina, Greg Lapine, Sam Trado, Dean Strom, Sherry Prague, Bruce Blodgett, Mark Goodman. They all helped us put this show together here on the patio, and we could not do the show without them. You see me and Dean talking, but those guys really make it happen, so thanks to our staff. And we want to thank you for joining us once again at the Cellar. Next Tuesday, we're live at Polly's Pub and Eatery for another Racing Roundup show. We encourage you to get to the local short track, to get to where you can find yourself a nice spot and a DVR that you can hit the button on and watch national racing. This coming weekend, there's a lot of choices. Dean Strom gets to go to Richmond for the NASCAR races. I get to go hang out with my daughter for this weekend to get her stuff and out of Minneapolis, so that's going to be kind of fun for me. Hopefully I'll catch the short track on the screen or on the flow racing, but my goodness, you've got a lot of choices. Support your local racing and set your DVRs. That's what we like to do and say, because we want to support local racing, and we get the highlight here for 38 years and counting on the Racing Roundup show. Thank you for being part of it. We can't thank the Cellar and Oak Creek Automotive for all they do to help us with this program. Next Tuesday, we're back at Polly's Pub and Eatery after State Fair Week. We look forward to seeing you there with another great show on the Racing Roundup show. See ya.
Thank you for joining us for the Racing Roundup show. Like our show on Facebook, contact us via our website, racingroundupshow.com, and interact with us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, support your local racetrack, set your DVR, and have at it, racers.